So, when you think about Amazon and AI, what probably comes to mind is Alexa answering your questions, right? Or maybe the algorithms that recommend what you should buy next. But behind the scenes, Amazon is running a much, much deeper, more ambitious strategy. So, let's peel back the layers on Amazon's secret AI playbook. Well, it's a strategy they've already used to perfect how a package gets to your front door. And now they're deploying it in one of the most complex industries on the planet: healthcare. And believe it or not, the whole thing really hinges on one single core idea. Okay, so to really get what Amazon's doing, we have to get one thing straight. Not all AI is created equal. There are really two distinct flavors. And understanding this difference, well, it's everything. So on the one hand, you've got what's called horizontal AI. The best way to think about it is like a family doctor. It has a really broad knowledge base, it's trained on tons of public data, and it can handle a huge variety of general questions. ChatGPT is the perfect example. But on the other side, you have vertical AI. This is the specialist. This is the brain surgeon. It's trained on very specific, often private data to become a master of one single industry. And that right there, that vertical AI, that's where Amazon is placing its biggest bets. And this quote really nails why that's so important. It frames vertical AI not just as a better tool, but as a competitive weapon. By mastering an industry's unique data, a company can build what one researcher calls a protective, data-driven barrier, basically a digital moat that's almost impossible for anyone else to cross. Okay, so where did Amazon actually perfect this vertical AI playbook? You guessed it, right in its own backyard, the massive, incredibly complex world of logistics. At the heart of their logistics magic is this concept that honestly sounds like something out of science fiction: anticipatory shipping. Amazon doesn't just wait for you to order something. Its AI actually predicts what you're going to buy. Think about that. The system is moving products closer to you before you even know you want them. And here's how it works. It's actually brilliant. First, the AI is just gobbling up millions of data points: your purchase history, how long you stare at a product page, even things like the local weather. Then, it calculates a purchase probability for you right in your specific area. If that probability gets high enough, boom, the item is automatically sent to a warehouse near you. The system even figures out the best way to handle that final delivery. So what's the big takeaway here? By the time you hit order, that package has already done most of the traveling. And the results? I mean, they're staggering. Their latest AI model has improved how accurately they can forecast demand in a region by a full 20%. In a company the size of Amazon, that's not just a small tweak. We're talking millions of inventory decisions being made smarter, saving a mind-boggling amount of time and money. All right, so they've absolutely nailed it logistics. What's next? Well, they're now aiming that exact same vertical AI strategy at a totally new and way more complex frontier: healthcare. So what's their way in? They're starting by solving a problem that anyone in healthcare will tell you is a nightmare: administrative overload. I mean, in some big health systems, staff spend up to 80% of their time on the phone just chasing down patient data from different systems. It's just this huge, huge drain on resources. And the impact of their solution? It's not small. Get this: an early customer, UC San Diego Health, saw call abandonment drop by 30%, and they saved 630 staff hours every single week. That is real time shifted away from paperwork and back to actual patient care. That's a huge deal. But, just like we saw with logistics, solving the obvious problem is just the first step. The real game here is to apply this vertical AI to the very core of healthcare. We're talking about accelerating scientific discovery itself. I mean, just look at what's in this toolkit. They have this thing called AWS Healthomics, which is a whole suite of these super specialized vertical AI tools just for researchers. This isn't your everyday AI. These models are trained only on biological data. They can do things like generate new molecules, predict what a complex protein will look like, and even simulate how a new drug might work in the body. This right here is that brain surgeon AI we were talking about in action. And to complete the picture, the strategy goes all the way down to the patient. For example, One Medical, which Amazon owns, now has a 24/7 AI health assistant right in its app. It can answer questions based on your specific medical records, help you understand lab results, and book appointments, all using that highly specialized, HIPAA-compliant AI. Okay, so we've seen this playbook in logistics, we've seen it in healthcare, but what's the actual engine driving all of this? What is it that allows Amazon to build these incredible specialized tools for literally any industry? The answer is a platform called Amazon Bedrock. The best way to think about it is like a secure sandbox for AI. It gives other companies access to really powerful foundational AI models. But, and this is the most important part, it lets them train those models on their own private, industry-specific data. Amazon basically used its own playbook to build a service that lets everyone else run the exact same play. And if you look at this academic framework, it's not just some theory on a slide. It lays out the exact blueprint Amazon is executing in the real world. It's a flywheel. You use data and technology to innovate, which makes you more agile, which ultimately creates a competitive advantage that's tough to beat. This is literally the theory behind their entire vertical AI playbook. So where is all this heading? What's the end game for this whole vertical AI strategy? Well, the answer might be a brand new category of software altogether. It's this idea called strategy as a service, or STAS for short. The basic idea is that these vertical AI platforms will get so smart, so deeply knowledgeable about an industry that they stop just being tools. Instead, they'll start providing strategic guidance, constantly updated right inside your workflow. Imagine a consultant who has analyzed every transaction in your industry, telling you exactly where to build your next warehouse or which drug compound to research next. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this three-part formula for an unbeatable competitive advantage. First, you build a data moat using unique industry data that no one else can get. Second, you get domain alignment by baking the specific rules and knowledge of that industry right in, which builds trust. And finally, custom integration makes it super easy for companies to plug it in and get started. Together, they create this powerful, self-reinforcing loop. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating and kind of huge question for the future. As these vertical AI platforms become the strategic brains for entire industries, from logistics to finance to healthcare, who really holds the power? Is it the companies with decades of expertise in their field, or is it the ones who own the underlying intelligent platform? That's the big question, and it's a battle that's really just getting started.